You know what this dude be talking about? Fall in line. We gotta do it. We just gotta go with the flow, people. You don't know nothing. Bernie Sanders? Because again, I agree with a lot of the stuff that he be saying. But you don't even stand up for what you say when the time comes. That's why it's so crazy to me that this is the man who want to critique Kamala Harris in a moment like this. And again, I am not even a Kamala Harris fan. But at the same time, you also told people to vote for Joe Biden. You also told people to vote for Kamala Harris. You also backed off a lot of your policies that were progressive because you didn't necessarily want to cost anybody the election. What's good? It's your boy, the Black Anglo-Saxon, your favorite neighborhood political scientist, and I'm back today with another video from the hood to the hill. So today we're going to be watching and looking at your boy Bernie Sanders. People know how I feel about Bernie Sanders, but I'm gonna wait until we get into the video to kind of elaborate on it. But here he is again, being very, very duplicitous as he always is. He is probably the worst Democrat I've ever seen. And that, says a lot because we got some bad ones. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the video. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe, please, and thank you. I do appreciate it. So this is your boy, Bernie Sanders.
Turned its back on the working class. You'd said something pretty tough when you were speaking to this crowd about Kamala Harris.
One of the reasons, in my view, that Kamala Harris lost this election is she had too many billionaires telling her not to speak up for the working class of this country.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and go off on a tangent for that part right there specifically, because it's just interesting to me, right? How this dude Bernie Sanders always finds a way to critique the party after the fact, after he's been silenced, after he's been cheated against, after he has given his whole contact list to Joe Biden and not asked for one policy prescription for handing over his whole platform and his whole voter base. This is the same man who literally every single election will come back around and tell us to do the same thing that he's actually critiquing. So it just blows my mind that this dude is so fake and such a fraudulent, what do you want to call him? Socialist or whatever. I don't even want to disrespect the socialists, because Bernie Sanders is a disgrace. And he's a disgrace because for everything that he says, for everything that he claims he stands for, he literally backtracks on it every single time. And this party, again, like I said, has openly cheated on him. This party has openly disrespected him. This party has literally made this man shut up on 1,900 accounts. And here he is trying to critique Kamala Harris for listening to the very same wealthy people who they listen to, and then he in turn ends up listening to as well. Please tell me how it makes sense that you want to now come out and critique her. Because again, I'm not a super Kamala fan, but at least I'll give her the credit for trying to actually play the game in the way that she saw fit. But for this dude who want to straddle the fence, you get no love, no respect. Please. See, and this is what I want from politicians to politico. Kamala Harris should just come out and be like, shut up, boy. Just shut up. Who cares about what you got to talk about? Because we've already drugged you across the coals. See, me personally, if I'm in a position of power and you get people who come out here talking reckless like this and they don't got no integrity, no fortitude, all they got is a little picture to stand on and be like, I took a picture at the right time when I was at this black protest. Shut up. Stop talking. Because last time I checked, you have no leg to stand on. Because come next election, you're going to be talking about vote blue no matter who and giving us your fascism life. Shut up. Shut up. You the last person that should be critiquing Kamala Harris because you were the one who be falling in line. Like, stop playing these games, man. That's what would be killing me with these people. They play so many duplicitous games, and I would have much more respect for a person like him if he was just like, yeah, I'm just trying to sell y'all on the BS. I'm just trying, mobilize this oligarchy tour so I can teach, AOC how to flip and scheme y'all and then bend over to the party and get slapped across the face every time it really comes down to it. Because you are going to be silent. The only reason you're speaking now is because Donald Trump is in office. You're going to be silent the next time a Democrats get in office. So shut your freaking trap, Bernie Sanders. You're fake, you're a fraud, and I hope people actually recognize that. No respect for this dude. And again, this is coming from a person who voted for Bernie Sanders, used to love Bernie Sanders, and thought that he was the real deal. Until I also found out he was a coward and left his boy Ralph Nader hanging in the wind. Chump, man. Such a disgrace. Such a disgrace.
Well, no, I don't think that's, I like Kamala. She's a friend of mine, but she was
I like Kamala. She's
consultants, were heavily influenced by very wealthy people. How do you run for president and not develop a strong agenda which speaks to the economic crises
Ain't nobody got time for
working
that.
families? More income and wealth inequality today than we've
Ain't nobody got time for that.
60% of our people live in paycheck to paycheck.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
A healthcare system which is broken and dysfunctional.
Ain't nobody got time for
Despite
that.
spending so much, we're the only major country not to guarantee healthcare to all people. How do you not talk about physicians?
What did you talk about? What did you talk about? You know what this dude be talking about? Fall in line. We gotta do it. We just gotta go with the flow, people. You don't know nothing. Bernie Sanders? Because again, I agree with a lot of the stuff that he be saying. But you don't even stand up for what you say when the time comes. That's why it's so crazy to me that this is the man who want to critique Kamala Harris in a moment like this. And again, I am not even a Kamala Harris fan. But at the same time, you also told people to vote for Joe Biden. You also told people to vote for Kamala Harris. You also backed off a lot of your policies that were progressive because you didn't necessarily want to cost anybody the election. And it's so crazy because the double talk is outlandish in such a way where I don't know Bernie Sanders' age, but I know he's old enough to have been around when people was getting knocked across the head. But I'm not going to drag it out. Just let me know what y'all think about Bernie Sanders and what's y'all position on him? Do y'all still support this dude? Do y'all still believe in him? Do y'all still take him serious as a politician, or do we see what he is? Do we understand that this oligarchy tour is nothing more than a ruse, is nothing more than a scheme to get donations and funding and clout so that he can then funnel it right back to the same party who want to cheat against him and make sure he don't win a primary, don't win any election, or talk to him before he even does it to make sure he don't even do it. Let me know how y'all feel about Bernie Sanders, because this dude, I just wish he'd go away, to be honest. I don't really understand why people and how he's still even relevant in politics. You old, you tired, you don't want to fight. Come on, man. Yeah, again, your ideas are good, but your ideas are only as good as you can stand up for them. You only got the rights you're willing to fight for. And that's what I need people to start realizing when it comes to this stuff, man. You can have all of the information, all of the right talking points, all of the stuff that sound real good in the sound bites, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do?